And hello everyone and welcome back to the channel, and today obviously we've got a video, my Scottish Premiership team of the season 2020 to 2021. It's been a little while since I've done a video. As I said, the season ended a few weeks ago. Really, we saw Rangers and all that win the title, but the season didn't officially end up until yesterday. Obviously we seen Dundee get promoted and Kilmarnock get relegated in the last match of the Scottish Premiership, or the Scottish Premiership playoff. So now it is time to do my team of the season, and I think I'm in a decent position to be able to have a say on this, because I've watched a lot of football this season, a lot of Scottish Premiership matches this season. Guys, as always, smash that like button and subscribe. And before we get into it, guys, this is my opinion, and I'll talk through as to why I picked the players that I've picked. But yeah, it's my opinion. No opinion's wrong. If you disagree, then that's fine. Get your opinions down there in the comments. But yeah, this is my opinion, guys. And we're going to start here with goalkeeper straight away. And where do I start with? Then Alan McGregor. Says it for itself. Scottish Premiership player of the season. Best goalkeeper for Rangers. I think 13 goals conceded in the domestic league. So yeah, Alan McGregor, had to start off with him. Moving down over to right back. Again, it's going to be another Rangers player. Surprise, surprise, guys. It will be Rangers players. They did do Invincibles and did win the league title. Remember, this is the Scottish Premiership, not the Betfred Cup and the Scottish Cup. But look, I might take a bit of influence in there if I can. But this is the Scottish Premiership team of the season. So yeah, guys, there we go. My right back is James Tavernier. Again, top goal scorer for Rangers. I know that doesn't go in terms of defensive performances, but look, he's a fast-flowing attacking fullback. That's what I want from my team, and defensive performances have been excellent as well. As I say, 13 goals conceded in the Scottish Premiership, and Tavernier just picks for himself, gets better each year he's at Rangers, and to be fair, I'd find it very, very hard for anyone to disagree that James Tavernier would not be in the team. Shall I go left back first, or shall I go through to my centre backs? Ooh. You know what? I'm going to go for left back. And for this one, guys, I was struck between two players. I'm going to give you some honourable mentions. But this man here, Josh Deutsch, has had a fantastic breakthrough season. Hibernian left back, done well for Hibs this season. And I was going to put him in there to maybe mix up the team ever so slightly. However, you can't look past Borna Barisic again in that defence. That's only conceded 13 goals. His returns from assist perspective and creating chances as well, it just goes with my team as well. James Tavernier, Borna Barisic. Again, he's just been excellent this season. His price tag's just going up and up and up. And like James Tavernier, every season he's at Rangers, he gets better. But there, I give an honourable mention to Josh Deutsch. He has had a very, very good campaign. Now to the heart of the defence. Again, guys, it is getting boring, I suppose, if you are not a fan of a different team. But I promise there will be other players in the team. But guys, Connor Goldson is my other centre-back. Look, he's had a formidable season. He's an amazing season. I think he's played every single minute of the season in that defence, who've only conceded 13 goals, been invincible, not lost a game. So yeah, Connor Goldson been absolutely fantastic. I think Steven Gerrard's Player of the Year. So yeah, have to go with Connor Goldson in terms of that centre-back, right at the heart of that defence for Rangers. And already here, guys, we have got 5 Rangers players. Guys, if you're a Celtic fan or any other team fan, we have got players coming in. I'm just saying it's hard to argue with the Rangers defence. Alan McGregor been absolutely fantastic. And his defence has conceded 13 goals this season, not lost a game. So it would be hard for me to put anyone else in there. Now my other centre-back. Now here we could talk about maybe playing in somebody else. Again, I could give you some honourable mentions because it has been a different game. With Leon Balogun, he's been playing some games for Rangers. Philippe Hollander, he's been playing for some games for Rangers. You look down there at Christopher Ajer in a season which is pretty bad for Celtic. Christopher Ajer hasn't played too bad. I suppose. I mean, he's been keeping, he's like a shining beacon, I suppose, for the Celtic defence. But, again, I'm going to have to go with Philippe Hollander. Rangers have never lost a league game, so a Scottish Premiership game, with Philippe Hollander being in the team, and he's been instrumental at the back for Rangers as well. And yeah, he's been fantastic this season. And yeah, I've played Hollander in here, so it's 5 out of 5 for Rangers at the moment. I mean, again, guys, if you agree with my defence, please do let me know. If not, comment down there below. I really want to get discussion going as to who you would have picked in your defence, or maybe you would have chose Leon Balogun over one of these players. But guys, let me know what you think. Actually, I should have changed it to a 4-3-3. Actually, kind of want my team to be a bit more of a 4-3-3. Yeah, I'll play it like that. That's how. Yeah. Sorry. So now we go on to midfield. Now look, this one's fairly interesting. As I said, let's have a look at the midfielders we've got. We can start to talk about players having standout seasons, and this one's slightly harder for me to pick, in fact. As I said, there is a lot of names here that rightfully so could get into my team. I'm already looking down there at Ryan Jack, Glenn Kamara, Stephen Davis, Joe Aribo, all for Rangers there. Even for Celtic, you got David Turnbull, who's had a very, very good season for Celtic. Again, another shining light for Celtic. Sorrow broke into the team in December. Again, another bit of a shining light, but not really been given enough run of games. Another player I rate ever so highly is Lewis Ferguson for Aberdeen. Yeah, he's been subject to Premier League bids as well. So yeah, Lewis Ferguson's a fantastic player. But I'm going to start with David Turnbull here in midfield. As I say, Celtic have finished second. I know it's not been the best of seasons for them. But Turnbull has been very, very good in that midfield for Celtic. And as I said, maybe a positive going into next season is David Turnbull probably being there and getting into that team. So yeah, David Turnbull's going into my team of the season. Now moving on to the other centre midfielder. Again, this is very, very hard for me, as I said. There is a lot of players down there that I could play. And this is where it's going to get tricky. Stephen Davis goes into my midfield there. 36 years of age. Again, another fantastic season from Stephen Davis. Very instrumental in that central midfield place. And again, another fantastic. It doesn't look like he's slowing down at all, to be honest. He was like one of the best players this season. Probably one of my players of the year, I think. In general, so Stephen Davis, it would have been criminal not to put him into the team. Now, I've got one more spot for midfield. As I said, Lewis Ferguson, and I will do a toss-up. It's between Lewis Ferguson, Ismaila Soro, and Glenn Kamara. Now, where is Glenn Kamara? So, yeah, Glenn Kamara, Soro, or Lewis Ferguson. And I just want to say a little bit about them a bit more in depth. As I say, Lewis Ferguson's been very, very good for an Aberdeen side who've finished 4th. Yeah, look, he's subject to Premier League bids. I think it was Watford who have just been promoted, put in a bit of a disrespectful bid apparently to Aberdeen, 1.75 million bid was obviously turned down. Lewis Ferguson is a bright hope. His uncle, his father, play for Rangers, maybe a Rangers midfielder in the future. I don't know, but Lewis Ferguson, it's hard. He's been very, very good. Again, Sorrow, again, he's been a great player for when he's been playing. However, this is a Premiership team of the season. He came into the team in December and he hasn't really cemented his place in the team, so I couldn't give it to Sorrow. But Sorrow does get an honourable mention. But I can't look past Glenn Kamara. He's been absolutely fantastic for Rangers in that midfield this season for the champions, and there's no wonder why he was being linked with Juventus and moves down to the Premier League and stuff. He is he's an amazing football player, and everybody who knows football can just tell how good Glenn Kamara actually is if you watch him. And 50 grand that Rangers paid for him, he's just such a fantastic player, and Kamara goes into my team. Now we move on to the forwards, guys. Simple as that. We start with the striker, Odsonne Edouard. Simple as that. He is the top scorer in the Scottish Premiership. Odsonne Edouard goes into the team. That is a unwritten rule in Team of the Seasons. If you're a top goal scorer, you go into the team no matter what. It's like the Player of the Year, Player of the Season goes into the team. Top goal scorer goes into the team. Again, the players that I have mentioned this season, Turnbull for Celtic, Turnbull, Ayer, Soro and Edouard are probably the 4 players that, and Elyounoussi maybe, are the only players probably for Celtic that have been okay this season. Edouard did get off to a bit of a slow start, but again, showed why why a lot of Premier League teams are after him, finishing the season in maybe one of his poorer seasons. Still top goal scorer in a bad Celtic side, an off-form Celtic side. So yeah, Edouard goes into my team straight away there. He's had a fantastic season, and yeah, Edouard straight in. Now we have a look at the rest of the teams. Oh, right. So this is where it gets interesting. There is going to be again some more. I'm going to talk about. I'm going to talk about honourable mentions as well. But I think Ryan Kent is maybe down in midfielders. Is he? Defenders? Yeah. Yeah, look, Ryan Kent's going in the team. He's, again, been fantastic this season for Rangers up the top. People said that when he first signed, obviously the first season on loan and the second season he wasn't worth the money Rangers paid for him. However, I think this season he showed so much more than that. He's come with assists, important goals as well. And yeah, just looks like a really good midfielder. And I think Leeds put a £14 million pound bid in last summer. I wonder what the price is going to be now after this season from Ryan Kent. Yeah, he goes straight into that team. Now going on to this one, guys, as I said, I can talk about other players. As I say, Kyle Lafferty down there for Kilmarnock has been fantastic. However, after relegation yesterday, I can't really put him in. As I said, he was only there for half the season. But yeah, Kyle Lafferty's been fantastic, and he should get picked up for a Premiership side next season for sure. There's no way he should be playing down in the Scottish Championship. I want to also mention Martin Boyle. Martin Boyle's had a fantastic season for Hibernian as well. He's been literally great this season. And yeah, he looks a decent part for Hibernian. I'm interested to see how he plays next season. As I said earlier, Elyounoussi as well. Elyounoussi been alright, but at times a bit inconsistent. But out of the Celtic players, he's definitely been a bit better. And I think that's a player that Celtic should probably go on and try and sign this season. But yeah, Elyounoussi had a cracking season as well. I'm also looking down here at the moment. Stevie May, a Cup double winner. But as I said, Scottish Premiership Team of the season. It's out of these two for me, guys. It's out of Alfredo Morelos and Kemar Roofe. I think because Odsonne Edouard is in Alfredo Morelos' position, I couldn't speak highly enough of Morelos. He's been amazing this season. But I think Kemar Roofe is probably the most underrated player in the division. And certainly for Rangers this season. The amount of goals he's scored this season, where Rangers were lacking it last year. They always relied on Morelos and Jermaine Defoe. But Roofe's taken that burden off him. He's just scored and scored and scored, whether it was in Europe, as I said, we're talking about Scottish Premiership here. But yeah, he's just come up in the big games and scored goals, you know, the Old Firm as well. And yeah, I just really think he's worthy of a place in my team of the season. And that, it doesn't look too bad there, to be fair. As I said, only most of it's Rangers players. As I said, it's not a bias, guys. Rangers are invincible champions. The defence are in there for themselves. They conceded the least amount of goals, I think, in British history. They broke Chelsea's record, 13 goals. Alan McGregor, player of the season. Davis, Scottish Writers player of the season. He goes in there. You got to think about it, obviously, Odsonne Edouard. Well, there is no biases here, guys. I'm a very, as people know, in terms of Scottish football, I'm very, very non-biased, and I always give my opinion and the right opinion. And this, for me, in my heart of heart and in my head, I think this is the team of the season. But yeah, guys, thank you for watching my team of the season, guys. If you have an opinion as well, make sure you do get your team of the season down there. What would you have done different? Let me know down there, please. And I'll see you all for some Euros content very, very soon. Scotland, we've got 2 Scotland friendlies coming up, and then we've obviously got Scotland in the Euros, guys. So yeah, like and subscribe, and I'll be back for a nice action-packed June here on Pure Football 2. Take care, peace.